Hi everyone. I am going to be pretty much talking about one of the most popular stories in the Bible, and it's the story of Ruth and Boaz. Now, many people tend to see this story as a story of a damsel in distress getting helped by a man, and she found a husband. But the more I read the story, there is so much more to it than just a damsel in distress story. It's actually a teaching that I think oftentimes people overlook. Now, what I love about this story is that it highlighted so many qualities of Boaz. And this inspired me I made just a list of qualities in Boaz that I see that shows what a godly man he was and what future husbands should be like. People often just think about Ruth in the story, but Boaz is actually a rock star in his own right. He is the epitome of a really good man, like a good man. So one of the points I had that stood out for me personally, that made me, respect Boaz for being the man that he is that, like myself, I love anything business wise. So Boaz had good wealth management. Let's talk about that. Now, back in those days, when your parents are of a certain age, or if they pass away, you're usually left with an inheritance. Yes? And we all know the story of the prodigal son, where one son asked for the inheritance early and he wasted it. Now, Boaz he had good wealth management. He was smart in business. The first thing that was mentioned about Boaz in the book of Ruth, aside from the fact that there was a relative of Naomi's husband, it says, a man of great wealth. So he was a financially successful and a financially secure man. Now, I'm not saying men should always have money, because everything comes in its own time. But for me personally, it spoke to me that Boaz was good with his money. He was smart. He was business oriented, because what he had was practically a business where he hired people to sow and reap grains. And one thing I can always confirm is that God will not give wealth to a squanderer. So this man was smart with his money. He's a single man. He could party it out. He could have wasted it, but he expanded in business. So, I wish I could meet Boaz, because he has a story to tell as to how he got to where he was, or how he maintained the wealth that he had. So immediately I looked at the fact that Boaz operates in kingdom prosperity. He operates in kingdom wealth, because we know Boaz is a man of God. And because of his obedience to God, God blesses him with wealth. And he's able to maintain it through wisdom given from God. That's the first thing I noticed. Secondly, and I'm sorry, I'm always business-minded about things. I love the fact that he has excellent management and people relation skills. He was very respectable. Back in those days of Boaz and Ruth, usually if you're a servant or a slave, your master can treat you any way. They can talk to their subordinate or even just outright ignore them. Boaz, as I noticed, was that for him, the moment he showed up from wherever he was coming from, he greeted everybody. It says that, I love the fact that he says he came, behold, Boaz came from Bethlehem, and he said to the reapers, the Lord be with you. And they answered and said, the Lord bless you. And then Boaz spoke to the man who was in charge of the reapers, meaning that he showed respect to everyone, no matter what their status is. That speaks volume about his character. He doesn't look down on you based on your financial status. He doesn't look down on people based on their what type of job they do. He was respectful. And you could tell the respect was reciprocated. So I love that. And being so excellent with his business and people management skills, so you can tell he treats his staffs well. And I love the fact that the moment he showed up on the scene, he immediately knew there was someone new. So you could tell that he was personal with his staffs. He probably knew them by name. He knew, even if he didn't know the name, he probably knew their faces. So he was someone who was genuinely nice to everybody around him. So he immediately knew there's somebody new the moment Ruth showed up on the scene. And that's verses Ruth chapter 2, verse 4 to 5. So he was personable. So you can tell he's generally a good leader, which is an important quality for all men to have, because your role is designed for leadership. And a part of leadership, it's people management. Your family is like a business. It's a business under God, basically. You have to know how to treat your wife well. You have to know how to treat your children well. Oops, my phone fell. Sorry. Anyways, in continuation. So he had good people management skills. What I love is that the first thing Boaz did the moment he met Ruth, he provided her security. The first thing a woman wants is to feel safe. She wants to feel taken care of. She wants to feel like there's a reason to stay here. And I love the fact that with Ruth, the moment he found out who she was, he immediately provided her a job. Not just did he offer her a job to glean and specify, don't go anywhere else. That's his way of saying, don't worry, I got you. If you stay here, you will be taken care of. And what she wanted was a job to survive. So, which back then women didn't really work, but for her she needed to. For women who weren't slaves, basically, they didn't really work, but he knew that there was a need. So he was able to assist in meeting that need. He provided her security. Do not glean elsewhere. You stay here. I got you. The next thing he went into, which I love, is protector mode. He immediately provided her a form of protection. It says here, he commanded, no man touch her. And that command wasn't only in reference to just the people that he worked with. I believe that it's also in reference to himself as a man who knows how to protect a woman. Because he even said to her, stay in the company of the other woman. He kept her in the company of other women. So he could have easily taken her privately. No, but protection oftentimes for a woman is not just from outsiders. You also have to protect her from things that are in you or things that can happen because of you. So this man, he protected her. So he did not take advantage of her physically, financially, or her emotional vulnerability, because back in those days, if you're a widow, you're not treated very well. And even the Bible says, the heart of man is wicked. So sometimes the ultimate person that you can protect your woman from, to be honest, it's from you. Because there are things in you that you need to learn and grow in or have more control in. So you also have to protect her from you ruining her or doing anything otherwise. Because oftentimes, as a man, even with a woman, the person their guard up is least with, it would be you, the partner. And that's why you are the one who can hurt her and ruin her more than anyone else. So far, these are 4 qualities of Boaz that I already observed by just a few verses. And I'm going to get into more. So please stay tuned and follow up.